Hey everybody, this is the Platinum Knight continuing my E3 coverage for 2018. For this segment, I'm gonna talk about Square Enix and Ubisoft. Let's start with Square because I have one simple question. What was the point of that? Why did they even bother having a press conference if half of these games were going to be shown in other showings anyway? They started off showing a lot of Shadow of the Tomb Raider, because that's really all they had. This was pretty much the Tomb Raider show, and it looks awesome. I would like to play and review it. I played the first reboot, and I liked it. Haven't played Rise, but I'm thinking of playing it soon just to be all caught up. But Shadow is looking promising, and I think it's gonna do just fine. I'm gonna try to get the Croft Steelbook edition, and maybe show you guys what you get. They announced Captain Spirit, which looks pretty cool. Supposedly it takes place in the same universe as Life is Strange, because everything has to be a universe, which I have no problem with. And if you already played Life is Strange or seen any gameplay, then you should have a pretty good idea what it is. It's pretty much an interactive movie. They also announced Just Cause 4. I know a lot of you are gonna disagree with this, and I'm probably gonna get some dislike, but I don't like the Just Cause series. I played the third one, and I really tried to get into it, and I just couldn't. I just didn't like it. I thought it was boring and found myself doing the same thing. But Just Cause 4 looks like it's gonna be a bigger improvement over the last game, so maybe this will be the installment to finally make me get into this franchise. They showed a lot more of Kingdom Hearts 3 after being so quiet about it, and it looks great. I played 358 over 2 days, and I enjoyed it. I'm thinking of trying out the rest to be all caught up before I get my hands on 3. A lot of people are wondering if there's gonna be any Marvel or Star Wars stuff. I wouldn't mind either way. I'm gonna try to review it when it comes out. If I don't, then that means I didn't catch up in time playing all the previous installments. Next is Ubisoft, and it started off so weird. I mean, you got a dancing panda, although I will say they did a good job, and you can clearly tell that they worked very hard rehearsing this. But like I said before, I can't stand musical performances at game conferences, and they did all of this just for a Just Dance game, which is something that I don't really care for. Ubisoft showed more of Beyond Good and Evil 2. I've never played the first game, and supposedly the reason why it took so long to make is because the first game didn't sell that well, despite it being good. Now that Beyond Good and Evil has a cult following, Ubisoft decided now's the perfect time to make a sequel. So Part 2 doesn't sell well, then it'll take another decade to make Part 3. But Beyond Good and Evil 2 looks like it's gonna be a big hit, so I don't think anybody should be worried. They promoted a Rainbow Six Siege documentary, and that's cool and all, but still feels unnecessary. This is video games, guys, not movies. Yes, this movie is based on a video game, but could have been promoted elsewhere. Trials Rising was announced, so for those of you who like the Trials series, then I'm sure you're in for a treat. I never tried a Trials game. I mean, I have Fusion, but that's because I got it for free with PS Plus. Maybe someday I'll try one, but right now, they don't look like my type of games. Ubisoft announced The Division 2 after the major disappointment of the first game. So far it looks like it's gonna be an improvement. They stated the DLC is gonna be free, so it looks like they're legitimately doing their best to learn from their mistakes. Hopefully it doesn't become another Bullet Sponge Fest. They showed more of Skull and Bones, and it looks like what Sea of Thieves should have been, but wasn't. So, we'll see. The best part about this game is it's not exclusive. which means it's nice how PlayStation is getting a solid pirate game. Starlink was showcased and revealed a big surprise that Star Fox is gonna be in it. Man, Nintendo and Ubisoft are really getting along with each other. Out of all the AAA developers Nintendo could work with, you'd think Ubisoft would be the last. Well, besides EA. And maybe Konami. And of course, you got The Crew 2, another sequel that's looking pretty promising over their predecessor. I swear, if these gaming sequels with a rough head start don't impress anyone, I think that might be it for these franchises. Last but not least, Ubisoft announced Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I'm not the biggest Assassin's Creed fan. I have played the Ezio trilogy, and I just couldn't get into them. But Odyssey looks like it's gonna be good. And it doesn't really look like an Assassin's Creed game anymore. It feels like they're just banking on the name. Fans say Assassin's Creed 4, Black Flag, and Origins are currently the best, which I haven't played. And to be honest, Odyssey still doesn't make me want to give this series a second try. But I'm sure it's gonna be just as successful as Origins. And if you're an Assassin's Creed fan, I believe you'll like it just as any other Assassin's Creed game. Alright guys, that's it for this coverage. I'll try to cover Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo when I get a chance. Peace out everybody.